Hi, welcome to School Bistro. I'm Amy, a registered nutritionist for Whole Word How, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of eating a healthy, balanced diet. Now, this nutrition lesson has been put together as part of the Homeschool Bistro pack. In there, you'll find recipes, menus, family challenges that you can do whilst you're homeschooling to help support your learning around food and nutrition. All of the messages that we talk about link to your PSHE, your life skills, or your science curriculum. So it will help with the learning that you're doing at home at the moment. Grab a paper and pen because there may be some activities along the way, and do pause the video if you just want to take some time to catch up and write some notes. But let's get started. We're going to talk about why it's essential to eat a healthy, balanced diet. Now, first of all, it's our diet that gives us the energy that we need every day. The energy to run around, the energy to run up and down stairs, to go for our walks. And it's also needed to help with our normal bodily functions. So things like breathing and our heart beating all require energy. And we get that energy from the foods and the drinks that we eat every day. Our diet also provides us with nutrients that our body needs to help to grow and to repair itself. Nutrients are also essential because they help to keep us fit and well, and they support our immune system. Our diet can also help with our concentration and our learning, and really importantly, it can also help to make sure that we maintain a healthy weight. Now, before we move on to talking about what makes up a healthy diet and talking about the food groups in particular, it's really important to understand how we do work towards maintaining a healthy weight, and that's all through energy balance. When we talk about energy balance, what I want you to picture in your heads is a seesaw. We have to balance the amount of energy that we consume with the amount of energy that we expend. So energy comes into our body through the foods and the drinks that we eat, and we expend energy through our normal bodily functions like breathing and our heart beating, but also through all of that physical activity that we do. And that can be different every day. But ideally, every day, we should be trying to make sure that we balance this seesaw. That will help us to maintain a healthy weight. If we tip the seesaw one way, for example, if we consume too many foods and drinks, and therefore consuming more energy than we need, and we're not able to burn all of that off through physical activity, then all of that extra energy that you've eaten will be stored in the body. And if we do this over a long period of time, that's when weight gain can occur, because all of that extra energy that you're eating has to be stored somewhere. If we flip the seesaw, and if we find that we're doing lots of exercise all the time and we're burning lots of energy, but actually we're not eating enough from our diet, then that extra energy will be taken from inside our body, from stored energy sources that we've eaten previously. When we are in that situation, that's when weight loss can occur, because you're using up stored resource from the body to expend the energy that your body needs to help you with that physical activity or even those bodily functions. It's really important that we make sure that we are balancing that seesaw every day to maintain a healthy, balanced weight. Now, when we think about what makes up a balanced diet, we think about the Eat Well guide, and I really hope that you all recognise this picture. This is what we use in the UK to talk about what a healthy, balanced diet is. So the Eat Well guide sets out the 5 essential food groups that you need every day to help ensure you're eating a balanced diet. So the green section is your fruits and your vegetables. Your yellow section are your whole grain starchy carbohydrates. Now, these 2 food groups alone make up 2/3 of your diet and the most important food groups that we should be eating. The pink group are your protein-rich foods. So these are things like pulses and beans, meat, fish, and eggs. And the blue section is your milk and your dairy foods. And then finally, the purple section, that really small sliver, are your healthier fats, so that fats that we get from things like oils and spreads. These are the 5 essential food groups. Now, what's important to remember is that the Eat Well guide isn't what your plate should look like every time you sit down to eat a meal. This is what your diet should look like across a whole week. So a balance of these 5 essential food groups. We can't forget the importance of hydration, and that's why there's a glass at the top of the image, and we will talk about that a little bit later. But also you'll notice at the bottom left-hand corner of the Eat Well guide, there are foods and drinks there that don't sit as part of the main plate and that main circle. These are foods that we can still consume, so things like confectionery and sweets and chocolate, or foods with lots of added salt in them or saturated fat. These foods we shouldn't be eating in high amounts because these don't have many beneficial properties to our body and they don't help that growth and repair and protecting our immune system. We're going to start looking at each of the food groups now and why you need each of these food groups in your diet. So let's get started by looking at fruits and vegetables. You all know that every day you should be aiming to eat 5 portions of fruits and vegetables. 5 different portions of fruits and vegetables. We can't just eat 5 apples or 5 bananas, that doesn't count. A portion is anything that fits into the palm of your hand, or if you're weighing it out, 80 grams. That counts as 1 portion. All of these different portions that you then eat throughout the day provide your body with the essential vitamins and minerals that you need. And fruits and vegetables can also give us some fibre from the skin of the fruits and vegetables. Vitamins and minerals have really important roles in the body. They help to prevent illness, they help support our growth and our body's development, and they help our cells and our organs do their jobs properly. So whilst we only need them in really small amounts, the small amount is a really crucial amount to our body. What I would like you to do is I'd like you just to have a think about what you ate yesterday. Write down what you had for breakfast, for your supper, for lunch, all those snacks, and just count out how many portions of fruits and vegetables that you ate yesterday. You can pause the video whilst you quickly write your list down. Great. So just count up, how many portions of fruits and vegetables did you eat? If you got anywhere between 4 or 5, good job. That's a really good amount to be eating every single day to get all of your vitamins and minerals. If you had 3, great job, but try a little bit harder to make sure you're getting kind of closer to that 5. And if you had anything less than 2, then really just start to kind of plan maybe tomorrow how you can get those extra portions of fruits and vegetables into your diet and see if tomorrow you can increase it and then again the next day. Let's move on to talking about starchy carbohydrates. Starchy carbohydrates are where we get all of our body's energy from. Our body prefers to use carbohydrate to give us the energy it needs to move around and to do all of its normal bodily functions. Carbohydrate is split into 2 types. You get sugars, which is the energy you would get from fruit and from honey, and then anything that's got added sugar in it. And then you also get energy from starchy foods, so things like bread, rice, potatoes, and pasta. When we're thinking about these starchy foods, it's really important that we try and focus on eating whole grain varieties to get that extra fibre content. Fibre is essential to help keep our digestive system healthy. Moving on to protein-rich foods. So these are our beans, pulses, our eggs, our meat, and our fish. Now, we don't need to eat lots of these foods, but when we do eat them, it's essential because it helps our body's growth and repair. So all of our muscles, our cells, our tissues all need protein to help them to grow and to repair themselves. One thing that is important to think about when you are thinking about protein-rich foods, and particularly thinking about meat, is that we should be trying to reduce the amount of processed and red meat that we consume and try eat more fish and lean protein sources rather than red meat. Fish is something that we should all be eating lots of every week. Every week you should be aiming to eat 2 portions of fish. One of those portions should always be an oily fish. So things like salmon, trout, sardines, or anchovies. This oily fish is excellent because it is packed full of omega-3 fatty acids. And omega-3 fatty acids are essential for your brain and your heart development. So really try and think about making sure every week you're eating one of those portions of oily fish. Milk and dairy foods are the 4th section of the Eat Well plate and the Eat Well guide. These foods are things like milk, cheese, and yogurt, and every day you need to be aiming to eat or drink 2 to 3 portions of these foods. The reason for this is because they are packed with calcium, and calcium is needed to help strengthen your bones and your teeth, and we need that calcium throughout life. Even as an adult, your bones continue to grow and they need to be strengthened. So it's important that we eat these foods throughout life. Finally, the last section of the Eat Well guide are our foods that contain fat. Now, fat might get a bad reputation, but actually it's really important in a healthy diet. It helps to keep us warm, it helps to provide us with energy, and it also transports some vitamins around the body. But what's really important to understand are there are good fats and bad fats. Your good fats are unsaturated fats. So things like nuts and seeds, oily fish, and the fat that you'd find in olive oil and rapeseed oil. Saturated fats, which are the fats that we should be decreasing in our diet, these are the ones that are often related to diet-related illnesses, things like heart disease. High saturated fat foods include butter, cream, and cheese, red and processed meats, but also coconut oil has a lot of saturated fat in it as well. So they're the 5 essential food groups that you should be eating every single day and throughout the week. Try and remember the Eat Well guide when you think about the proportions of these foods and how much you should be eating. The final thing to talk about is the importance of hydration. It's really essential that every day we are consuming 6 to 8 glasses of fluids. And what we should try to make sure is that we don't just drink them all in one go. Regularly have a glass of water throughout the day and keep yourself hydrated. Water, milk, or no added sugar squash fruit juices all count towards those 6 to 8 glasses of fluids every day. If we don't drink enough fluids, we are at risk of suffering from dehydration. And when you become dehydrated, you can suffer from a headache, you'll feel really tired, you won't be able to concentrate. None of these things are really good when you're trying to learn or when you're trying to do an activity or do some exercise. So remember to drink throughout the day. If you're exercising, make sure you drink a little bit more. And if it's really hot outside, make sure you're having a little bit more as well. So just to finish off, some key points to remember. Always remember to use the Eat Well guide as a visual picture of what a healthy diet should look like. Remember to eat 5 portions of fruits and vegetables every day. Think about starchy carbohydrates, and every meal you should be eating a starchy carbohydrate for your energy. Wherever possible, make sure that you're eating that whole grain variety. Limit how much added sugar that you eat. So limit how much sugar and confectionery and chocolate and fizzy drinks that you're consuming, because all you're getting from those foods is lots of energy without any vitamins or minerals. Eat a variety of protein-rich foods to support your body's growth and repair. And remember that you can get protein from plant-based sources too, so things like beans and pulses. You don't just have to eat meat and fish every day. Calcium-rich foods like milk and yogurt are essential for healthy and strong bones and teeth. Try to reduce the amount of high-fat foods that you eat, particularly those saturated fats, which often come from animal sources. And finally, remember to drink 6 to 8 glasses of fluids every single day to make sure that you're keeping yourself hydrated. Thank you very, very much for listening. If you want some more information about Homeschool Bistro, then please visit the Holroyd Howe website where you can download the pack, but also check out some of our recipes and also different lessons as well.